started playing on a one-string guitar, my mom had she played.
Is such a thing?
Well, she only had one string on it when I played it. Creative stuff was obviously just like second nature for me. Telling me I'm free, but telling me, oh, go down this road, you know?
So my guest today on the Red Couch as we continue our series featuring Barbadian and Caribbean artists is none other than Indra. Now, I haven't seen you in years. The last time I saw you, I was at the other place and you actually did some on-air work, didn't you?
Well,
we talked about
it. I used to be invited on to kind of co-host,
yes.
But it wasn't formal.
Yeah. All right.
You gave me that opportunity one time.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that you have used all of the opportunities and your God-given talents over the years to bring you to the stage where you are today. While some of the artists in Barbados are really very well known, you have done a lot of backup work, you've done a lot of studio work, jingles, that sort of stuff, and so on. So, for those who may not know you, even though you're a very young artist still, who is Indra? So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Bajan Trini, nature girl who just happens to love singing and most expressions of artistry. And I like I tend to see light in other people, and I guess because I like when they see that light come on, I tend to sometimes end up being the seamstress behind the scenes a lot as opposed to pushing myself out there because I enjoy their highlight as much as when things happen for me.
Sound your voice, brother, amidst all the constant noise, sister.
Take me back to your childhood. You mentioned Trini Bajan, so make that connection for me first of all.
My mom is a Trini, and my dad, who passed away a long time ago, he was Bajan. So
where were you born?
Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah, but because my dad had multiple sclerosis, so he didn't really talk much. So my mom was more sonic influence in music and just in culture, right? The most influence kind of thing. And she used to be a Sicilian singers choir.
Okay. So I'm seeing where the music came from to begin with.
Yeah. Apparently my dad used to play Sicilian, I didn't know that.
Did you spend any time in Trinidad?
Yeah, I traveled to Trinidad constantly. Because she was also in the airlines, so used to get hobby class tickets. So that was just traveling every couple of weeks in Trinidad, so it was normal.
What was school like for you? Were you interested in academics at school? Were you leaning towards creative?
I was interested, but I just wasn't what they call adept, whatever that word is. I wasn't. It just give me more licks than the creative stuff was obviously just like second nature for me.
Yeah.
And even when I would apply myself, the most thing was English, like top student in English and stuff. Until I went to BCC and they tell me about this foolish cliff notes. That all of a sudden you ask me, give me my opinion about a book, but you really want me to revise this book that got budget for somebody who tells me what this book about. So all of a sudden I went from an A student in English to both C's and stuff, and that really broke my heart because English was like
your passion.
My passion, English and Spanish and R's and them things. So that's why I started kind of like realize like this academic thing, something about it is kind of telling me I'm free, but telling me oh, go down this road, you know. And so music just was always something natural to me, you know.
So tell me about your guitar playing, the musical side, instrument-wise. Self-taught again, or?
I guess so, because I first started playing on a one-string guitar. My mom she played.
Is such a thing?
Well, she only had one string on it when I played it, because she used to play quattro.
Right.
But then I found this one-string guitar, so I was like, So I just used to play it like a bass, like write a million songs on it. And then when we started working with Eddie, and then there was this,
that's Eddie Grant.
Yeah, sorry, Eddie Grant. And then there was this producer visited Jeff Blitzman, I think he's Grammy nominated or Grammy winning, something to do with Dust in the Wind. And he was like, I really love your songwriting, don't give up. And he saw me playing this beat up one string guitar. And the girls I used to sing with, Simone and Nicola, they put together and they bought me like my first guitar, and then eventually gifted it to a friend, and Eddie bought me the next guitar. So I've been playing guitar for a long time, but I'm not like a real guitarist. I get by. I can play enough to make hundreds of songs. And
Very modest. That's no small achievement, and that's not something that an ordinary person can achieve. I could, you know.
Don't you know my heart? It cries out for you.
Where did the awakening go for the writing part? How did that come about?
I was always super. I don't have a speech impediment with artists sometimes. I always used to write in school. I mostly remember secondary school, and even one of my school friends still remembers my first song, "Round the Clock Rainbow," that I used to write. So sometimes because like if like certain things would go over my head academically, so I just found even sometimes if I'm in a meeting and for some reason they put me there to write in minutes or something, they'll be speaking whole academia and I might just be drawing. And I'm listening, but that's how I listen better.
In terms of style, the reggae rhythm is one that you feel the strongest pull to.
Strongest I feel, home is really guitar. That's something about the timbre of the guitar, how it does something to your soul, how it's not so invasive, especially like how Chris plays it. It plays like a harp. So to me, it just creates an ambience that's just real warm and loving. So that feels really home to me.
I want to thank you for being our surprise guest on the Red Couch, because this one wasn't planned, but we literally grabbed you in the moment, and I've certainly seen a tremendous evolution from the person that I met many years ago when you came to the other place and did some work with us there, and wish you continued success. Very excited about the upcoming album, and the tracks that you heard certainly fit very nicely into our format. So I'm sure you're going to be in heavy rotation on Capital Media in the weeks and months ahead, and we can only wish you continued success.
Thank you.
So our very special guest on the Red Couch today, Indra, and she's worked with some of the icons of music, not just in the Caribbean, but in the world, in Eddie Grant and Machel Montano, and has now come into her own, and we look forward to that album. Thank you once again.